Can you start by telling us a little bit about how you got into the industry and when?
Sure. I actually started off as a dancer and as a writer, and I used to write a lot of sketches and things at school and at college. And one day, one of the comedy things I'd written, the girl fell sick who was meant to be performing it, so I took over because I knew the lines and got a great buzz from performing it and thought, actually this might be what I want to do for a living. So it happened pretty much overnight.
How did you get into EastEnders?
Oh, EastEnders, I was doing the vagina monologues up and down the country, and I got seen by the casting director, I think at one of those events. I think Julie Cramsey, that's the name of the casting director, I think she's known me for a few years from other things. She'd cast me in Holby and Casualty, you know, just the rounds that all the actors do. And then they called me up, herself and the exec producer at the time, Diedrich Santa, and they said, we'd like to create a woman for you to play. And I said, oh, okay, great. And what's she like? And they said, she's quite fierce and she's Muslim. And I went, cool, let's play her. So, although they didn't know, I was actually 8 months pregnant at the time, and I walked into the meeting with a huge belly. And they said, so I don't suppose you can start in the next couple of weeks? And I went, I don't think so. So I thought the job went away, but they waited for me. And when my son was 6 weeks old, they were really good. They gave me a little room with a cot in it, and I had a nanny and everything. And for the first 6 months, filming was very calm and easy. The minute he was 6 months old, filming went mad.
Which would you say is harder to do, serious acting or comedy?
Most people say comedy is harder to do, and I think timing-wise, yes, it is harder to do. But having just done the Christmas that we did on EastEnders, I found the drama side. I found it emotionally very difficult to do. And I have huge, I give huge kudos now to dramatic actors, because I think you really have to go to a very dark place in your head to deliver those performances, and I did not like doing that.
You seem like quite a positive person.
Yeah.
When you're doing a quite serious role as Zainab,
yes.
How do you sort of snap out of that when you're at home?
I'm miserable, and I take it out on my real husband. You've seen the state of him downstairs. He hates when I do dramatic stuff, because I am honestly the most miserable cow in the world when I do it. So yeah, I think he prefers when I do comedy as well. It's hard, I don't snap out of it as easily. Actors who've been there for 20 odd years know how to do it. June Brown's amazing like that, and plays Dot Cotton. She's incredible. And one of the things that Adam Woodyatt, who plays Ian Beale, had said to me when I first joined, he said, do you shop much on the internet? And I went, no, why? He goes, oh, you will after this show. And he said, because I was like busy learning my lines for the week on the Saturday, and he went, don't bother. He says, within 6 months, you'll look at your lines first thing in the morning and you'll know them for the day. And I can do that now, which I could not do before. So, but that's the positive side. Your short-term memory is amazing. Long-term memory is shot. Honestly, my husband says he's surprised I wake up in the morning and go, oh, it's you. Who is that next to me? No long-term memory. It's literally, it's wiped away everything past 6 weeks ago.
Have you ever felt in any way that your ethnicity has held you back in your acting career?
Yes and no. Yes, I could have looked at it that way, because at the end of the day, yes, it is ethnic parts and particular roles. I got a lot of nurses and midwives for some reason when I first started acting, and social workers, a lot of social workers. And I could have looked at it as, I'm not getting the kind of roles that I want. I want to be doing more mainstream stuff. But I turned it on its head, and I thought, I'll look at the positive side. There aren't as many Asian actors my age group and women that are around. So I'll go for those roles, and I'll do them the best I can do them. And then I capitalize on that market. So yes, I do feel that the ethnicity can hold you back, but I think if you look at it in a positive way, you can actually change people's minds, which I think we did with EastEnders, being given the opportunity to front one of the biggest shows in the country on one of the biggest days of the year. So I think it does work in your favour as long as you look at the positive of everything that you have, always.
Do you think a university education is important even if somebody wants to break into acting?
Yeah, my niece is doing exactly that. My niece wants to go into acting. She's at Bristol right now, doing journalism or just English. She's doing English lit, and her eyes have been open to maybe possibly doing journalism. Because at the end of the day, the one thing I wish I'd done was go to uni. You need some kind of qualification, because no matter how good you might be, this business is a risk business and it involves a level of luck. And if you're not a lucky person, and it's the actual truth. There are so many actors I work with, especially in radio drama, actors I've known for years who I think are amazing actors, have just never had a break. And it's not because they're not good, they're brilliant at what they do. It's just they've not had that door open for them. So have another qualification so you can do it. I mean, I was working in purchase ledger, doing accountancy work while I was waiting around for acting work. I waited tables, I parked cars, any other job that you can do just to keep the money coming in. So, and I wish if instead I'd gone to uni and had some kind of degree behind me, maybe I could have done a job that paid better. Although the purchase ledger stuff was good, it was £11 an hour. So.
That's really good. What were your first reactions to your family on EastEnders?
Mine didn't happen that way, only because initially they brought me in to be a single mum with a daughter. Do you remember the girl Zara who played Shabnam?
Yeah.
And when I got in there, I was like, I don't want to be a single mum. Why don't I have a husband and other children? I don't understand. So I went and put the idea in their head, and they said, oh, okay, fine, we'll cast someone. So who would you like? And I said, well, one person I've played husband and wife with is Nitin Ganatra. I've known him for about 18 years up to this point. Every job we ever had, we play husband and wife. And he's funny, and we got on great, and we did a show at Stratford East called Do You Eat With Your Fingers, which was the precursor to Goodness Gracious Me. So I put his name forward, along with I think 3 others, and he got the job. I was there for the casting for my son Saeed, played by Mark Elliott, who's my dearest friend right now. So he came in on the job, and I fought for him because Nitin wanted this other guy who'd audition. I went, no, I want Mark. He's great. So there was a bit of back and forth, but we got lucky. And then Himesh, who plays Tamor, who I think is lovely. He's a lovely, lovely, lovely guy. I treat him like my own actual son. He's wonderful. So we got very lucky with our family. We actually really, really like each other. People laugh because they see us at lunchtime, Elstree and Boreham, we're just going out and having lunch together, and they're like, gosh, you're like a real family. So it's nice.
9 to 5 day like then?
I don't have one. My day is probably 5:30 to 9. That's my day. It's upside down. I'm normally up at that time just to make sure I've got the lines in my head, get ready, shower, change, off in the car. If I'm first up, which I normally am for some reason, the Masood's always up first. So we're there at 7. Hair and makeup, you're on set by 8:15 at the latest, and off you go. And you do your day. There's a joke the sound men play on us. If we've got a really heavy scene, at the end of the scene, they play Terry and June music because they think that Masood and myself are a bit like Terry and June. So all of a sudden we'll have done this big scene, then you hear and they find it hilarious. So do we. It's good.
Apart from Nitin, who do you have an EastEnders crush on?
Oh God, practically everyone there. I'm terrible. I get crushes very easily on people. So, well, Scott Maslin's hilarious. Plays Jack Branning. The thing people don't know about him, he's gorgeous and he's hilariously funny. Johnny, Mark, anyone who's gay there is just like you have to fancy them. It's fun. It's just a lot of fun. We actually really, really get on. There's very few people that we don't gel with. In fact, I can't even think of anyone right now. So it's sad that the families don't mix so much. So we don't get to hang out with everyone else as much. I just, again, feel very blessed with the Masoods. We really, really like each other. So I look forward to going into work. That's the one thing. The best thing about this profession is you do something and you get paid for something that you would actually pay people to let you do. That's the twist.
Now, you've also been on the other side of the camera, producing your feature film 4 alongside your husband. Yeah. How was that to be on the other side of the camera?
I didn't like it very much, to be honest. My husband's very suited to it. He knows exactly how to speak to people, how to get the best out of people, and he's a lovely man. He's a genuinely good producer. People like him because if he says he's going to do something, he'll do it. I, on the other hand, got very tense about everything. Everything upset me, and I was just, I'm not cut out for it. I found it very, very stressful. And also, I know how actors work. We work on an emotional level. Producers can't. They don't have time to work on an emotional level. So I would get upset if something was going wrong on set. I'd be going, but he needs more time for that. And he's going, we don't have time. Let's do it. Let's move on. So it was incredibly stressful, and we fought a lot. I mean, I'm surprised we're still together after that February, I tell you. But it's hard. A, working with a partner, and B, we invest a lot of time and some of our money into it, and that's very stressful to do that. But we love creating work, and he's a fabulous composer, and so the idea came about that he wanted something to compose on, I wanted to try producing, and the script landed on a desk by Paul Connell. We met the director at a fellow actor's wedding, and he was a first-time director, so we saw his show reel and we thought, we're all first-timers, let's do it. So we got this team together and touch wood, it worked, it really worked. And we got lucky with our actors, Sean Pertwee and Craig Conway and Martin Constant, Kirsten Waring, couldn't ask for better. So just got lucky, but I would think very hard about doing that again. Yeah. He's already started again, his next one, I'm like, I don't want to do it.
So what motivates you, what inspires you? Or who inspires you?
Wow, a lot of people. For me, actually, when I started, when I first moved to Hong Kong, I used to watch a lot of kind of American TV, and I used to love watching Eddie Murphy do stand-up, Robin Williams do stand-up, Joan Rivers. Those are the kind of people that I actually got inspired by initially to just write. And then acting-wise, just too many to name. There's people that sometimes they'll deliver a performance, and not always big names. Sometimes people they just go, wow, I didn't know you could play something like that. That's so interesting. Anything that moves me, I love. So there's a few people. One of my dearest friends is an actor called Sean Dooley, who is in a lot of very different projects. Never has anything like, never has a big name or something like that, but he just delivers every time. And to be honest, what inspires me more than anything else is jobbing actors. Literally people who are just in work, I think you're a success. I don't think you have to have a big name to do it, but I think if you're just working your entire career, you're a success.
What is your favourite type of cuisine?
I like Thai food. Thai is good, but Thai.
What is your favourite film?
Ooh, that's hard. There's so many. There's too many. But it's really simple. I just showed my kids one of my favourite films, which is Liar Liar, Jim Carrey. Yeah. It's actually such an underrated film. It's hilarious, and Jim Carrey is genius in it. Honestly, I think it's one of his best ever.
Well, Nina Wadia, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Very much.